Good afternoon. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Sunday, December 26th. Hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas and time to get back into profit making mode. And right now we're going to start off with the Dow 15-minute chart. As you can see on the 15-minute chart, actually let me scroll down here. Let's check out the MACD on the 15-minute chart. If you've been watching this video for any length of time, you'll know that the setup we have here on the MACD on the 15-minute chart, especially given that we're going into a Monday open, is bullish. Typically, when we see the MACD about to cross going into a Monday morning, we see a pop early Monday morning. So we're going to be looking for more of the same here. RSI still has some nice upside here, and we continue to ride that uptrend line from mid-early December. Right now, support at 11,500. If you check out that daily chart, you can see we've still got some upside left on RSI. Volume, given that it was a holiday week, was pretty low again. But indicators, we could see a reversal here, but I'm thinking we're going to see RSI up above the 70 mark, and possibly if we're looking at a reversal in the market, maybe second week of January is where we'd be looking for that retrace. Of course, we're going to continue to monitor the moving averages. Right now, the 8-day moving averages has been acting as very strong support for the Dow over the month of December. Right now, that is also at 11,500, which is the uptrend line support on the 15-minute chart. So that's the area we're going to be looking at. If we see a breach of that, the next key level to look at is the 20-day exponential, just 100 points lower. So really not that much downside, at least in the near term, but we'd really like to see that 11,500 area hold. One little area of caution, however, is the SMH. Been really, really dead over the month of December, and as I mentioned a few days ago, you can see volume really since early November has just been on a downward trend. And this month of December is the longest period, I believe, in quite a while where we've seen just pathetic volume in the SMH. We really need to see the SMH volume kick up into high gear for the major indices to have any chance at pushing to that 12K mark early next year. We are continuing to ride that uptrend line and the 20-day exponential. So that's what we'd be keeping a really close eye on. If we saw a break of $32, we might have to move into a little bit of a cautious stance, just given the 20-day exponential and the uptrend line support that we have in place at that level. One positive, however, is the US dollar. As you can see, the US dollar over the last couple of days has started to ease off. We've got RSI possibly double topping, but the key here, stochastics, also up there in the nosebleed. Now, the market has been able to sort of tread water, as you can see. Over the last week, we've been slowly moving up, which has been a positive given that we've seen a nice little run in the dollar. A reversal and breakdown in the dollar through the 80 level could be the fuel we need for another move up in the indices. So we'll be keeping a really close eye on what the dollar does this week. Anyways, time to jump into stock plays. Remember, this is the last week of the year. Last trading day of the year is, of course, on Friday, which this year is not a shortened session. It's a full day of trading on Friday. Last technically real day for tax selling is Tuesday because of the 3-day settlement rule. Although anyone who really has done tax selling should have done it by now. Of course, you will have morons who will sell up to Friday thinking that they can write it off this year. So this week, the idea will be to look for stocks that have stupid people selling them for tax reason. They should have done it last month, as I mentioned. And looking for traders starting to move into stocks, anticipating an early January move, which is what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. Let's jump into stock plays now. GNVC looking fantastic. We had that nice little run early this week, a dip on Wednesday to shake out the weekends, and then a nice follow-through move on Thursday. Looks really, really good. We're looking for at least a move up there to that 62, 65 cents. But remember, the reason we are in this stock, now let me pull up the 1-year chart. Check out what happened last week in December last year. Stock went kaboom, 100% move into mid-January, and that is what we're looking for here as well. And if you actually check out this chart, the breakout on GNVC will be 67 cents. So that will be our next add on this play. That also marks the 200-day moving average. So the next load spot on GNVC will be a move through 67, and through that move of 67 cents, we're looking for $80, a dollar. You know, whenever you've got stocks that have these cyclical historical trends, news always manages to come out to continue that trend. So that's what we're going to be looking for here. Huge winner for the chat room on Friday. Actually wasn't enough time to jump into this one. Was CAPS. This is a biotech stock that I've been watching over the last few days. As you can see, huge tank a week or so ago. I had a big pop on traders anticipating some data release on one of their trials. Data came out, was actually not that bad, but you had a lot of people trapped on the pop. News came out unexpected, and as usually is the case with biotechs that get a lot of news jumpers jumping in, they jumped out the window the following day, and the stock just got decimated, all the way down below cash level with trial data that was not that bad, which is why we jumped into this one on Thursday. Target here is a move to the 20-day exponential at 71 cents. Any dips around the 50-cent area, I would be looking to jump into this one even more. This is a stock that we can swing, at least in the near term, because eventually it's going to get a very fat bounce, fatter than what we saw on Friday. RSI coming up through 30. Stochastics and on-balance volume still have lots of upside here. So this was one of these things. You had traders jump in. They got their asses whooped. They took their tax loss sell on a stock that should not be trading down here, should be trading up around this level, because the data was, or the trial showed that their drug was safe, and it was only a partial look at it, and they've got other drugs in the pipeline, and more importantly, they got lots of cash. That's what we look for, especially this time of year with biotech stocks, especially the small cap biotech stocks on a tear. Another one we jumped into in the chat room is one we've played previously, HEB, Cash Rich Bio. Amex biotech stocks have actually been doing very, very well. And this stock, when it gets volume, likes to go on nice little runs. 53 cents is the breakout. Target is at least a move to the 200-day moving average, up there at 58 cents. If we check out all the indicators, you can see stochastics triggering a buy signal, and check out on-balance volume here. Now, while this stock has been consolidating here over the month of December, on-balance volume has gone vertical, and what this is telling you is this stock is under accumulation. Just going on the on-balance volume, there are a hell of a lot more buyers than sellers, which is why you're seeing the on-balance volume indicator go sky high. Typically, when you see this sort of action and this sort of flattened out chart, you eventually see, boom, a very big spike. PKT, Procera Networks. This is a stock I think is going to do very, very well in the next quarter. Got a lot of things lining up perfectly for them. As I've mentioned a few times now, they picked up a really good deal with Genban, who is now selling their product. These guys do traffic management on the internet, and if you haven't been paying attention lately, that is about to become a major issue going forward, especially with the new net neutrality laws and Netflix continuation of pushing more and more videos on the internet, which is going to require even more and more traffic management. And this is where these guys come in. I'm looking at I'm thinking these guys are hitting their sweet spot this year. Very nice chart setup. Again, if this stock traded on NASDAQ, this would be in the ones, if not higher. But it's stuck on the Amex, and Amex is one of those things. Actually, where do they close this on Friday? Yes, over the last few days, as PKT has been getting ready to trigger volume and breakout alerts on scanners right on the close. Actually, after hours, the specialist has been doing bullshit prints on this stock. Stock was 63 cents. We're going to get a breakout close, and then lo and behold, right at the bell, the stock goes all the way down to 60 cents on no trades. Typical Scamex bullshit, but it's not going to stop the inevitable breakout on this stock, and this is a 1+ stock in my opinion. We are going to ride this one, and you can ride this one, I believe, over the next few weeks to the ones. TRID, this one has been pretty disappointing since its recent or recent. It's a big October breakout move. We got a nice little spike off the 200-day moving average in November, and we're starting to see that same move happen again. But the play here is CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, first few days in January, so we're looking at that being a week away. Typically, technology stocks, especially small cap stocks, do very, very well into CES. And TRID this week mentioned, or last week said, they're going to be giving a presentation and a conference call at CES. So you know these guys are probably going to be announcing some sort of product. Very nice chart. Tax sellers should be out. This is one of our CES plays here and looking very, very good. The right news, and we could be looking at a very fat move on this one in the near term. Stops right now. 200-day moving average has acted as very strong support over the last couple of months, so that's what you'd be looking at. LVLT level 3, continuing to watch this one for a breakout. Definite January popper candidate. A breakthrough one is where we'll be looking to add our full position on this one with a target move to the 200-day moving average up there at 117. We are also about to get a positive MACD cross on level 3. And you recall the last couple of times we got into LVLT for some nice moves was on that positive MACD cross. So we're looking for more of the same. And stochastics have broken up through 50. So we've got a little confirmation on that one as well. ZBB, Zeb Energy, battery stock, which have of course been doing very well. We've got a couple of them have gone on monster runs. Fusel, 75% gain from our call. BLDP up 30 cents. This one we've got an ascending triangle breakout here at 80 cents, and it looks like a break through 83 cents will light this one up, and we could see this one go up 33 to 50% over the next couple of weeks. I'm thinking if we get that 83-cent break here. Quick mention on Network Engines. Last couple of days it's tried to shake out a bunch of traders, but then we get a nice little spike. Key here is going to be a close. The downtrend line, if I was to draw, would be about 156. If we get a close 158 or above, ideally 160, this target here will be hit. It's just a matter of when it hits, not if it hits, in my opinion. WEST, Akina Solar, huge winner for us a couple of weeks ago. Consolidated that sell-off, and as I mentioned, this is a stock going into January every year. December it has a pop, and then it has another pop December, January. So we got this one on the retrace at the moving averages, and this is about the spot, as you can see where all the indicators are, where we typically see nice little fat bounces. So we're going to be looking for the same here, I'm thinking this week on WEST. Nothing has changed that caused this run to 69 cents, so we're going to be looking for continuation on it this week. Quick mention on PRKR. It's, again, just like WEST, has eased off its big breakout move, consolidated at the 20-day exponential. This next push through the 50-day moving average, or 50 cents, should give us the run we've been waiting for here. One other biotech that we've been in, CXM, is looking really, really nice here, actually. We've got nice little bounce back. We've got breakout. A close at 50 cents is breakout here, but RSI, let me scroll up there. RSI looks very strong. We've had strong volume the last couple of days. MACD, ADX now is triggering a buy signal, and on-bounce volume has just now started to spike. So something's brewing on this one, and especially with the biotech stocks in this price range starting to take off. This is a bio that we could see move 20 to 33% over the next couple of weeks, especially if we see continued action in the small cap bios. Speaking of small cap bios, XOMA, Zoma, all of a sudden the stock that everyone hates off to the races because some analysts come out and said their phase 2 drug may be pretty damn good. So we've seen a massive squeeze on this one. However, this one is on watch for a short tomorrow. As you can see, it's up 1, 2, 3 days in a row. And as you know, my strategy on these crazy momentum plays is day 3 towards the close or early on day 4 is when you start to look for shorts on this one. If we check out the 1-year chart here on Zoma, you can see it's done this quite a few times, the last time being in April. Big breakout move, day 3, day 4 it topped and then started its sell-off. So right now, if you were looking to short it, 7's small target would be a retrace back to the 200-day moving average at 534. The reason you know this move is almost topped out is you're seeing the chat board or message board and chat rooms posting, this one's going to 10, this one's going to 15, blah, blah, blah. Zoma is a dilution machine. I would expect them to be working on a deal right now. You know, their trial drug or the drug that gave this run is pretty promising, but it's phased through too. It's years from development right now or even getting submitted to the FDA. So look for reality to hit this stock early this week. So going into tomorrow, GNVC, still love this one. Caps, of course, on accumulation. And then PKT, this one's got a monster move coiled in it. And that's pretty much it for the video. Any questions, just shoot me an email or hit me up in the chat room. Remember, we're going to be pretty active this week looking for dipper stocks going into January. So I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Goodbye.